are we thinking that the majority of us are ineffective?
Oh, today, definitely.
Yeah. From all generations, or like the men, like I guess just the black men existing today, the majority
From
of us are ineffective.
from the boomers down,
Yes, sir.
from the boomers all the way down, ineffective.
Wow.
Like you got to go back to silent generation, greatest generation, to find men that are going to be predominantly effective leaders.
So, Angry Man, there's one thing I was wrestling with. I think it's I think it's chapter 5, if I'm not mistaken. You got the Patrice O'Neal quote in there.
Mm-hmm.
A king is a king, he can make a woman a queen. But when we talking and have these conversations, these women have so much control, you mentioned like a lot of beef started. Maybe a woman didn't give direction, but because of it to an extent,
Mm-hmm.
Helena Troy pops into or Helena Sparta first, and then Helena Troy later. And then in that chapter, it's like, but we're the leaders, and I'm wrestling with it. Pause, because they doing a lot of steering.
It's because of it's not really like it's not really it's not really that they have control. It's just a display of a man's lack of control. So if a man is in a situation where a woman can easily coerce him into doing something, or get him to start a war, get him to engage in some sort of battle with somebody, then that's his lack of control. You feel what I'm saying? She can't make him do that. He's only doing that because he's not a sufficient leader. He's not a proper leader. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay. So, okay, I understand that makes sense. You think that the majority of men are leaders, or do you think leadership is innate?
It's not that they're leaders in the sense that they're proficient. It's that they're leaders in the sense that women tend to follow. They tend to follow regardless. So, I think I might have said this on your show before, like, you got guys that's leading women, but it doesn't mean they lead them in the right direction.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because even when they're not given proper leadership, they're still leading, because the woman is still, because how many times have we seen women that will be completely soured to men because of the experiences they've had with all of the men prior? If they were like, for instance, for me and you,
okay,
you could be, if you young and you single or whatever, right?
Yeah.
You could get into relationships with chicks, you could be dating chicks, and whatever type of man you are, you're gonna still be that type of man, even if the chick do you dirty. So even if the chick do you dirty or do you crazy or whatever, a dude that's a solid dude, once it's over, he's still gonna be him. He's not gonna walk around and say, "Oh, well, now I'm sour to all women, and I'm gonna treat all women like crap because these women acted like." No, I'm trying to find a woman that's better. But you'll have women that, if they have 5 bad relationships, they'll be like, "These men ain't shit."
Yeah. Okay, I understand that. Is leadership innate though in itself to men? No,
not in the sense you're talking. Because I think the sense you're talking about is the ability to be an effective leader. That's not innate. That's
okay.
not.
Okay. And so, are we thinking that the majority of us are ineffective?
Oh, today, definitely.
Yeah. From all generations, or like the men, like I guess just the black men existing today, the majority of us are ineffective?
From the boomers down.
Yes, sir.
From the boomers all the way down, ineffective.
Wow.
Like you got to go back to silent generation, greatest generation, to find men that are going to be predominantly effective leaders.
Why is that?
Yeah, there's a bunch of reasons.
Give me two. That's easier.
Two reasons. The main reason is from boomers down, our society shifted into a feminist society. So it's teaching men to operate a certain way, think a certain way, move a certain way. That's one part of it. Another part of it is with each generation, the men are producing less testosterone.
Damn. Okay. Damn. Okay. That's a huge catalyst. Is there any scientific reason behind that?
It's the mental programming. If you're steering boys away from doing things that are masculine, they're going to produce less testosterone. The same way if you steer women in a direction to do things that are more traditionally masculine, they'll start producing more testosterone. You see what I'm saying? Because our biology is linked to our way of thinking and how we move and stuff.
So I have 3 brothers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So growing up in the house, we have 2 sisters, right? But it's mostly boys, 4 boys.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that we come up and our father was a Marine and he did construction?
Mm-hmm.
So do you think we just have a higher level of testosterone?
It's possible.
And I played football since I was 7. I don't even know if nobody asked me. I just know I had a helmet when it was time to have a helmet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you think that could be, just as an anecdotal example?
Yeah, it's possible. It's very possible. Because you're doing things that are traditionally guy type things.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm. Okay, I can see that. Now my son in turn, he got 5 sisters.
Yeah.
And he the youngest.
Yeah.
So he always getting yelled at, you know what I mean? So I try roughhouse him. He always with me cutting grass, but he see his mom, he cry. You know what I mean? That nigga, he cry a lot too, Angry Man. I know he only 1 in 3 months, but nigga cry like twice a day. I'm like, yo, my nigga, come on, my G. Like,
he's around. He's in a household where it's mostly women.
Yeah.
That's gonna play a role. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta acknowledge the fact that, back in the day when we talking about the silent generation, greatest generation, that were like sharecroppers and stuff like that, when you got old enough as a boy to actually be able to work, you was out in the field with your father. So you was with your father most of the time, your father, your uncles, all of the men, and the girls were with the women, their mothers and all of that. With us, with our generation, our fathers left and went to work. So we're at the house with the women. And then when we go to school, most of our teachers are what? Women. So we spent a great deal of our time around mostly women, which is why a lot of us don't know how to be men.
God damn.
Brother.
That is, and people would say, right, it can't be that simple. Why not?
Oh, it is. It is. It is, because humans adapt to their situations.
Yeah. Nah, man, that's crazy.